Om Namah Shivaya. We shall now listen to the continuation of the discourse on difference in functions and attitudes by MahaPeriyava from the book Voice of God, Volume 1. First of all, we have to see the reason why people say that Varna Dharma should be thrown away, lock, stock and barrel. They seem to find a lot of inequality in Varna Dharma. They feel that it should not be so and desire that all people be made equal and their status raised. But is this practicable? To get the answer to this, it is enough if one looks at other countries where there is no jati system. These countries are clear examples that it is impossible to level everything. If there is no inequality there, there should not be class conflicts, is it not? But is it so in actual life? Wherever we see, there is division of those who live in prosperity and those who are not so prosperous, and there is conflict between them. If our Dharma is properly understood, no one is superior or inferior by virtue of jati. Let us assume that somehow such an opinion has been formed. Our duty is to change this opinion and not give up the system. Even if we accept the present thinking that inequality is due to jati and the bitterness that has resulted from it in other countries, this bitterness does exist among the social divisions. In those countries, even if there is no enmity because someone claims to be superior due to jati, there is hatred because the other man is superior because of money or status. In America, no one is in want of food or clothes or shelter. It is said that even a servant owns a car. If this is so, should not everyone be contented? Even there, the person who owns one car feels jealous of the other who has two cars. One who has $2 million in the bank is jealous of the other who has 2 millions. Even if one is having all the necessities and comforts of life, if one has quarreled with the other who has more money for rides, concessions, etc., what does it mean? It means that deep down the concept of inequality exists there in some form. Even if it is assumed that, as in the communist state, everyone is paid equally. Even there, one has to be an officer and another a clerk. There could be state compulsion which can suppress open quarrels about differences, but so long as there is differences in positions and status, rivalry and jealousy will be there. It is in the communist countries only that competition arises at the highest levels, with the result that one who is a dictator today is nowhere on the next day and some other person becomes the dictator. Because there is rivalry on account of position, all positions cannot be made equal. There will be superiority and inferiority in one way or the other. I even feel that instead of this kind of inequality which leads to rivalry and jealousy, harmful to social amity, we may put up with the superiority and inferiority which is wrongly thought to be the result of the hereditary arrangement. Because of this arrangement was there not general peace in the country, satisfaction for everyone, and a contentment born out of the feeling this is what has come our way. Really speaking, all the traits have come into existence only for the good of the society. It is not that one is superior or the other is inferior. Whatever work is undertaken, if it is done perfectly and without being a victim of desire dedicated to God, there is no better remedy for purifying the mind. To think that one is superior and the other is inferior is utterly wrong. Even such wrong thinking does not matter. In other countries too, inequalities on a bigger scale exist. I wanted to tell that because of that, there are rivalries and conflicts of the kind that are not here. We have divided ourselves in several ways but remained united and nurtured our civilization in a big way. Others, even while thinking that they were not divided, lacked unity and therefore their civilization collapsed. In our country, there was difference only in the functions, but deep down there was unity and therefore our civilization prospered. In other places, there was no difference in the functions, but on account of the mental disagreement and rivalry arising out of it, the indigenous civilizations were vanquished when foreign civilization invaded. It is not practicable to make everything equal and keep everything high. It is of no use either if everything is divided in a haphazard manner. Our Dharma Shastras have given us a via media. I have come as its representative. That is why I say that in ritual observances there should be differences, but at heart there should be unity. I say, please do not confuse the two. Whatever differences there may be in external activities, if there is kindness at heart, there will be total peace in the country. That is how, in our country, society had remained peaceful over the aeons. If each one carries out his hereditary duty without selfishness and with the attitude, we are doing this for the good of all people, there is no inequality. Whatever catastrophe happens, if commonplace dharmas are protected by one and all, and the special dharmas are protected by those for whom they are meant, we will never be wanting in anything. With this post, we have come to the conclusion of the discourse on difference in functions and attitudes. In the next post, we shall see MahaPeriyava speak about why should it be here only. Om Namah Shivaya. Hara Hara Shankara, Jai Jai Shankara, Kanchi Shankara, Kamakoti Shankara.